What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So, Tank, y'all know the singer Tank. Tank has come out and said that Chris Brown is greater than Michael Jackson from Gary, Indiana. Now, when I make this video, this is no slight to Chris. I'm not trying to act like Chris isn't an exceptional talent. He is a phenomenal talent, phenomenal dancer, singer, performer, entertainer, all of the above. But he is not, and I repeat, he is not greater than Michael Jackson from Gary, Indiana. Okay? We got to put some respect on my Midwest brother's name. Michael Jackson, I'm only 31 years old and I understand the impact of Michael Jackson. I've made a video like this before, but since Tank said it, Tank is much older than me and he's saying this, and he got to be stopped. Michael Jackson's talent was so phenomenal, his music spreads across different generations. My great-grandmama, my grandma, my mama, to me, okay? And then you got some younger kids that are really like Michael Jackson's music, younger than me, okay? When I say this, I'm not trying to be like, what's the word they say, tongue-in-cheek or nothing like that. No, bro. Michael Jackson is literally one of the most famous human beings who ever walked this earth. Ever walked this earth. In modern times, I can argue he's the most famous person to ever walk this earth. Y'all seen that clip of Michael Jackson standing on stage and him not saying nothing. He not singing. He not hitting no note, just looking at the crowd, and the crowd is screaming for like 5 to 10 minutes to the top of their lungs. That was for a reason. Michael Jackson was selling out arenas. No, not arenas, stadiums. This is without social media around, selling out stadiums. Why do you think that is? Because he was okay, he was decent. When I say this too, I know he not saying Mike is like is mediocre when he say he think Chris Brown is greater than Mike. But it's tiers. Mike is up here, Chris right here. And I'm just not an insult that Chris know this. Chris knows this. Chris don't have an album better than Off the Wall or Thriller. He doesn't. And again, I'm a fan of Chris Brown's music. I'm not a fan of his antics and his behavior at times. I feel like it's very childish quite often. Very childish for him to be that old. But I think he's a great talent. He don't got one album better than Off the Wall or Thriller. And to be real with you, as Chris has gotten older, his music has not matured in a way that I would have liked it to. I'm a person who, like, when my artists that I enjoy, I like for their music to mature as they get older. Like, Chris' music, for the most part, is still about partying, being in the club, freaking this girl, freaking that girl, for the most part, right? I'm not saying he hasn't had any love ballads, but like Mike has songs. Love. He has songs about, having a good time. He has songs about, world issues and all different type of music. Chris ain't reached that level yet. You know what I mean? And again, when you look at Michael Jackson, man, like Mike was just something different. He was something different. Mike had grown men fainting. And these are not effeminate men or nothing like that. I'm talking about these are, we don't know what these men were like living in their own time or what they was doing in their personal time. But Mike had like heterosexual men passing out and fainting. Chris Brown just got y'all girls screaming to the top of their lung and paying $1,000 for pictures with him. Mike had people getting carried out on stretchers because he was just dynamic. Now, I hear some of y'all saying Chris dances better than Mike. If he does, it's not by that stretch of that big of a margin. And then some of y'all saying vocally he's better than Mike. I don't think he's vocally better than Michael Jackson. I don't think Chris is terrible. I don't think he's like far off, but I don't think he's vocally better than Michael Jackson. I don't think Chris is vocally better than Usher Raymond. Now, that's a whole nother topic for today. I don't think Chris dances better than Usher. I don't think he's better singer than Usher vocally. I don't think his music is as timeless as Usher Raymond's or Michael Jackson's. Quite frankly, listen, how do you think Loyal is Loyal still gonna hit the same way? Is it gonna hit the same way as a You Got It Bad? You Remind Me. Do you remember the time? That's Usher. Do you remember the time Michael Jackson? Off the Wall. Pretty Young Thing. Thriller. Is it gonna hit the same way as Don't Stop Till You Get Enough? As what's my song? I Can't Help It. It ain't gonna hit the same way as that. You know what I mean? So to me, I can't. Again, I don't think Chris's discography is better than Usher's. You know what I mean? So, but this just me. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, man, I had to give my son something to drink. He under the weather. But yeah, I don't think Chris is in the same tier as Michael Jackson. Now you can say he's the greatest of his era, and Usher Raymond is not included in Chris Brown's era. Like Chris could be, you could say Chris a better performer. Now I don't know, because Usher is an amazing performer in his own right. Chris is a better dancer than Usher, but Usher is an amazing performer in his own right, just as well as Chris. But his music does not have the substance that Usher Raymond's music. Again, and I know, you know, Usher was getting his songs written by Brian Michael Cox and Jermaine Dupri. Well, Chris, if you got to go do that, do that. Because I want to hear some more. But again, I'm 31. But see, I was raised off of R&B that was like real meaningful. I was raised off neo soul. So, and stuff like that too. So I'm looking for a different sound from Chris as he's getting older. And some of it still sound like Loyal to me. Like, you know what I mean? That type of stuff. And I need to hear some real, not R&B that sound like is almost rap. You know what I mean? So that's the thing with me. And Chris is a phenomenal artist. He makes hit songs. I love a lot of Chris's music. But again, he's not Michael Jackson though. He's not Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, again, I was running off hits that Michael Jackson. I can't help it. I love that song. I love that song. You know what I mean? So it just, yeah, bro. We not finna do that. We not finna do that. Come on, man. Like, what? I was like, Tank, is you crazy? The lady in my life. Like, come on, man. You know, but again, this Tank says a lot of outrageous things. It's the same man that said, if you let a man give you that ooh-wop one time, you're not homosexual. Brother, what? What are you talking about? If you tried it and you didn't like it, that don't mean you... Hey, listen, if you even think about it, brother, yes, you are homosexual. Yes, you are. So what is he... You know, Tank just says a lot of outrageous things, but... No. I think if you gave Michael Jackson a chance to do a meet and greet, he wouldn't be able to complete it. People would be so in awe of him, and you can argue, well, it's because we didn't have social media back then, so being close to a star or a star performer was just a different feeling. You can argue that, but I just think Mike's talent was just so... Michael Jackson is the blueprint that Chris Brown follows. And he hasn't surpassed his predecessor. You know what I mean? It's almost like the Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant comparison. Kobe modeled his entire game. The way he walked, talked, chewed gum, the way he interviewed, the way he said the game of basketball, he did all of that. He mimicked Michael Jordan to a T. He wanted to be a carbon copy of him. But he wasn't Mike, though. He was great. He was Pantheon great. But he wasn't Mike. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan has 5 league MVPs. Kobe had 1. Mike was finals MVP every time he won a chip. Kobe was only the best player on 2 of the teams he won. You see what I'm saying? While being great, while winning championships, you know what I mean? At 5 chips, Kobe was only the best player on 2 of them. Big Diesel was the best player on the first 3. So it's kind of like in the same type of ilk, man. And people are going to think I don't like Chris. It's not that. I just think Michael Jackson was just something different. Michael Jackson from Gary, Indiana, man. The Gary, Indiana boy, listen, that dude was something special. And you had to really, like, to sit and look I looked at how fans interacted with Mike because I wasn't living during that time. Like my uncles and them had the glove, had the jackets, all of that. People, kids across the world wanted to be Mike. And globally, it's not even close. Chris is a global sensation, but Mike is a global phenomenon. You hear me? It just is two different tiers, man. Two different tiers. The way Mike affected people, the way his music crossed across ethnicities, genders, all type of stuff, cultures. Chris music don't do that. It don't hit across different ethnicities and genders like and cultures. I'm sorry, and cultures like Mike's does.